Hey, it's Bix Weir again on Saturday. I just posted a live from the greenhouse update on where we stand, and I briefly dropped the comment that the crash will probably begin when the European derivatives go off. Uh, the European banks are knee deep in derivatives, and I open up Zero Hedge, and the first thing I see is don't panic. Banco Popular tells employees after stock crashes most on record. Banco Popular is a huge derivative player in Europe. So we can watch this implosion happen in real time now. We're getting into the summer. Let's read through this a little. It is increasingly likely that Italy, which has been busy bailing out various insolvent banks while pretending it isn't, won't be the first nation to try out Europe's new BRRD, quote, the bail-in insolvency directive. Instead, that honor may go to Spain, where the sixth largest bank, Banco Popular, plunged the most in 28 years amid investor concerns that the bad debt-laden bank may have to liquidate as neither a buyer nor a capital raise appears likely. They're not going to get a buyer because they are knee-deep in derivatives. I don't know the exact number, but it's in the trillions with a T. They're a big derivative player, just like Deutsche Bank. And remember, all these banks are connected. So this goes down, there's going to have to be someone like the ECB jump in to take the derivative position because it'll knock down Deutsche Bank and you name it. It'll go Santander and bank after bank after bank. That's the way this implosion is going to happen. And then after those banks go, we look at JP Morgan and Citibank, and they're knee deep in the European derivatives as well. They think they're going to make money off them, but if a third party gets destroyed, they don't have anybody to pay off those bets. And that's what harms the American banks. And they have loans all throughout Europe as well. It's insane how fragile the system is with the derivative market right now. And here you see the Banco Popular stock is just diving, and the bonds diving. And I think those are the Cocoa bonds, perp bonds. Let's take a look further down here. As discussed yesterday, the underlying problem with Popular, as with most European banks, is familiar. The bank has been unable to sell 37 billion of non-performing property loans fast enough and is racing to find a partner after Spain's economy minister Luis de Guiados declined to consider a public bailout, while a capital increase has faced resistance from existing shareholders. The bank has said previously it could extend a June 10th deadline for binding takeover offers. Basically, have nobody. Okay, we're going to give you a hard deadline of June 10th, and nobody bid on them because their book is toxic. And it's not just the crappy collateral coverage of the real estate loans and all the loans they have. It's their derivative book, the derivative book that banks need to put in a special entity. So it'll be really interesting to see that fall apart. Let's see, where are we? So far, none have emerged, which has prompted concerns about a deposit run. Where have we heard that, Canada? And, in circular fashion, send the bank's asset prices crashing, which means they'll get no bidders. Even more bidders will run away, which in turn is prompting depositors to pull even more money out of the bank, and so on and so on. That's why all these banks are interconnected. As soon as word gets out that, Banco Popular had deals with Santander, boom, Santander. Same thing's going to happen. Italian banks, Deutsche Bank, the largest derivative holder in all of Europe. They are the payout side of these derivatives. They thought it was free money. They thought we write these derivatives on defaults on big countries and big banks like Banco Popular. They'll get bailed out by the EU before it ever gets to us, so we're going to get the fees up front. That's how derivatives work. The person who's guaranteeing the triggering of that derivative gets all these fees up front. And then they keep a little to the side. It's like an insurance company. Keep a little to the side to make sure they have enough to pay off. But when it starts imploding on itself, good night. Let's see. But besides depositors, hold on. Besides depositors, it's talking about China. I'll have to get back to that one. I'll get back to you on that one. Besides depositors, the plunge appears to have also spooked the bank's own employees, and today's Spain's expansion papers report that Banco Popular chairman Emilio Saracho sent a letter to staff assuring them the bank remains solvent after Friday's stock crash. If you have a solvent bank, a president of the bank doesn't need to send a letter to everyone saying, "Oh, by the way, we're solvent. Don't you worry. Don't you spread rumors," basically. In the letter, Sriracha says the bank is facing difficult circumstances, but we're making the greatest effort to overcome them. Furthermore, the chairman said that Popular has a number of options, citing a possible capital increase or corporate deal. What he didn't say is that the reason why the stock is where it is because the market no longer believes either of these options are credible. It ain't going to happen, my friends. And this is from the letter. Oh, cool. This is Google translated, so I don't know if it's right. From the management, we are aware that the information that is being published affects the work and spirit of each one of you. But our obligation as professionals is to focus on the day-to-day and on the clients, since the activity of the bank must continue as it has so far. Now, wait a minute. So you got clients calling them up saying, "Oh my God, is my loan in jeopardy? Is my loan going to go through? Is my deposit okay?" And you're supposed to say, "Oh yeah, we're fine. We're fine, Juan Sanchez. We're fine. Don't worry about it." Click. And the bank's going down. So they're basically telling their employees to lie to the public that everything is okay when everybody knows it's not okay. Central message of this letter seen yesterday is the following, quote, "Banco Popular remains solvent and has positive net worth. Our bank is in a difficult situation," said Sriracha. "For this reason, and in order to meet the regulatory requirements that the European Central Bank demands for the next year and guarantee our strength and future, we are working on different alternatives. Our customers and our shareholders are the most important thing for us, and for this reason we must send them a message of confidence, and confidence that we are making every effort to overcome this situation." Don't you dare tell them the truth. Give them a message of confidence. Do not, under any circumstance, tell them the truth, because they are a bank, a fractionally reserved bank. Go watch It's a Wonderful Life and you'll understand what a fractionally reserved bank means and what happens when people start going in and saying, yeah, I'm not too sure about your bank. Can I have my money back? Can I have my deposit back? Then they've got 10 investments that they got to liquidate just to cover that one deposit, because banks are leveraged. These guys are probably leveraged 15 to 1. U.S. banks 8 to 10 to 1. So meaning every dollar you lose, you gotta pull $9 out of somewhere else. It is ultimately it'll be a run on the bank. I think once word gets out of this in Spain, which is happening right now, you're going to see the smart customers will get in line first thing on Monday morning. I would. Would you want your money, your life savings with a bank that says tells its employee, "Hey, make sure you don't tell people that we're in trouble. Make sure you maintain the confidence." How long will this last? Maybe a day, maybe 2 days, when the lines start growing out the bank door and everybody's like, well, if he's getting his money out, no way the bank can last. So you're going to see capital controls and withdrawal limits. You can only pull out 100 euro. Same thing's going to go on in the United States, my friends, and all around the world. You shouldn't be waiting for this. It's happening. It is going to come to you very soon. And when these first derivatives take about a month to settle. So Banco Popular goes down. There are tons of derivatives written on their credit. Look for about a month, somewhere in mid to late June, for other banks to start wobbling because they couldn't cash in their derivative bets because another third party went under. That's how it all starts. That's how it happened in 2008. But 2008 was nothing compared to what's headed our way right now. 2008, you had real estate and you had credit default swaps. Yeah, and you have some other problems. You know, they patched it over with a couple $1 trillion. Now they're going to need a couple $100 trillion. Do you think U.S. Congress is going to give any bailout to the banks at all this time? Nope. Nope, not at all. Trump won't do it either. It's time to crash the system. It's the only way to get rid of the bad guys. They have all access to all these secret funds. And until we take away their money is where their power is. Until we take away that money, they're going to keep fighting and screaming on the media that they own that the Trump administration is ruining America, when they have already ruined America long ago. And if we take away the power, which means take away the money, No one will fight for them. They'll have no troops to protect them. And then we can start fresh. And that's the whole idea behind the Road to Ruta. That's what Ruta talks about, reallocating flowers in the Road to Ruta Federal Reserve comic books. Check them out. Go to roadtoruta.com or go to the video that I posted called Discovering the Road to Ruta. It shows you exactly what Alan Greenspan did in the 1970s and 60s to create the system we're in now and to blow this bubble sky high. That was all part of the plan and return to a gold standard. And now it might be even a gold and Bitcoin standard, which would be really exciting for you Bitcoin holders because it's easier to transact business with Bitcoin. It's easier. You don't need a coin. You need a cell phone. Anyway, this is Big Weir. Make sure you subscribe here, and we'll talk to you later.